Monkeypox in World War III, War with Iran, stock market crash. I was gonna try to do like some type of Yellow Brick Road song, and that it just doesn't work because the whole thing with the Yellow Brick Road was you were going on an adventure with the market, and and a lot of people don't know this, but the guy who wrote The Wizard of Oz was an economist. So there's a lot of symbolism when it comes to that story in the books. Yeah, the books, that thing the movie was based on. A ton of stuff is happening. A ton. It's quite insane, and that's putting it mildly. Monkeypox? Monkeypox. I remember a couple years ago when I worked at a hospital and people were asking, this was around the time my first book came out, After the Day, Feeding Birds. Somebody asked, what should we be concerned about? One of the things I said was smallpox. And of course, being medical professionals, the reply was, well, it only exists in 2 labs. So unless the US or Russia releases it, which would be insane, there's no way smallpox is coming back. It doesn't take long to do a little bit of research to find out what monkeypox is, and essentially it's smallpox. So fucking smallpox is back. Smallpox, the one that causes boils and lesions on your skin, is very painful. I think it has a death rate close to like 10-15% of people who catch it. Awesome. Didn't Bill Gates bring this up a while back? Oh yes, he did. You can find that article at thecollapseexperiment.com. Bill Gates warning, the next big plague could be smallpox. Everyone's like, he's got to be out of his mind because it's been eradicated. We have a vaccine. This doesn't make any sense. Who would try to weaponize smallpox? Oh, just the US and Russia. Nothing big there. And unless you are in the military, currently in the military, previously in the military, odds are you don't have a vaccine. You have not been vaccinated. For some reason, soldiers, when they enter service, are still vaccinated for smallpox. Weird. Wonder why they would do that. Does the Pentagon know something that we don't? So smallpox is back. The stock market has taken a massive dump. I think a more accurate term would be it just has explosive diarrhea at this point. It's losing a lot. One of the pilots I work with is, I think to say he's upset would be an understatement. He is definitely not happy about what is going on when it comes to the stock market. He was even asking me or running by the idea of like, should I just cash out? Like, what should I do here? My response was, well, usually the smart thing to do is to buy low and sell high. Is there going to be a high after this? Is that is that an option? Like, is that something that could possibly happen? Because if we get engaged in a full-on world war, which is what it appears that they are pushing for. Sorry, cranes are going by. There they are. Those things are loud and very aggressive. So, yeah, if I remember some of the numbers, NASDAQ, I believe, is down 30% from where it was at the start of the year and the last year. Shit. Yeah, it's down 30%. That's all that really matters, I guess. So the stock market's taking a it's like it caught C. diff or something. There's still there's more talk about going to war with Iran. So DHS releases their thing discussing like, oh, Iran wants to hit us with a EMP nuclear detonation to destroy the power grid on the East Coast and the West Coast. Yay. So we've got, should I just list them off here? Okay, so you have the war in Syria still happening, which nobody talks about until Russia fires on Israeli jets. That was awesome. We also have, of course, Ukraine, cyber attacks. I'm just going to include the U.S. in there because it's very obvious at this point that somebody has been messing around with our agricultural food processing system. And quite frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if it was us. Because you take a look at this whole abortion argument that's been going on, and it's obvious to me. I don't know about other people, but the Biden administration would have no problem aborting somebody in 232nd trimester. So yeah, baby formula, can't get baby formula. Can't get food. Pretty soon you're not going to be able to get gas. Oh, if you live in Washington State, you can't get gas. If you live in the state of Georgia, you can't get gas. Diesel's freaking gone. Oh man. Yeah, so at this point, whether it is a foreign operation or if it's domestic, and yes, I'm going to throw in domestic there because the people running stuff, whether it's through stupidity or this desire to get rid of white people, that's still a thing. It's obvious that there's something malicious happening, and whatever happened to like protecting the country from enemies, foreign and domestic? And if the domestic enemy happens to be the government itself, where the fuck is law enforcement? Where are they? Because this year, how many millions of people, and I'm not exaggerating here, how many millions of people are going to die because of the stupidity or the poor policy decisions made by this administration? We're talking millions of people. And that's been on my mind for quite a while. The last couple days in particular have been eye-opening, doesn't fit, enlightening doesn't fit. It's just I don't know. I don't even know if there's a term for the emotional state the last couple of days have put me in. It's stop when it comes to what exactly is happening at this moment. Finally, people who are talking about collapse, not the collapse of the United States, but the collapse of what they're referring to as Western culture. And what the hell is the alternative? You know, there's mentionings of Mad Max. I don't think anybody has any inkling, any idea of what we're about to go through. And I even had a coworker yesterday saying something about, yeah, well, we're going to be in a civil war in 10 years. I'm like, dude, that's fucking next year. What are you talking? Have you been paying attention? This shit is going fast. 10 years, there won't be enough people in the country in 10 years to organize something that would look like a civil war. It's going to be tribal. You're going to have little towns and villages arguing and bitching about resources. Churches will end up being organized and having their own fucking militias. That's what's going to be happening. As for the federal government, like, they'll... You don't have a country, they have no power. You don't have diesel, they don't have a military. I don't think Joe Biden realizes how gravely he has fucked himself when it comes to the power he is losing. Oh, the mosquitoes are bad back here. That sucks. No point in checking the mushrooms because we haven't really had any rain. So, yeah, it's looking good. Not the right phrase. It is not good. Things are not good. And we have only seen the start of the food shortages that are going to happen. Planting season, for the most part, is pretty much over when it comes to the big crops. So this fall, I don't know if we actually have anything to look forward to. It's going to be wild. Bankers are, God Lord, these fucking things are. This is what it's going to be like when the store shelves are bare. These mosquitoes, these are all the assholes that haven't been listening. And some of the big bankers are trying to warn everyone about civil unrest. Things getting wild in the coming weeks. The coming weeks. Not months, not a year or two from now. We're talking summer. And I think it's going to make BLM look like a bunch of whiny little bitches when it comes down to it. So, there was that. There was the report from Department of Homeland Security about possible terrorist attacks. Oh yeah, rolling blackouts. That was the other thing I was trying to think of. Yeah, that notice too, because the power grid. We keep shutting stuff down that we need in order to keep. Oh my God, it's bad back here. Maybe I'm just at bad time of day. Probably should just head back to the field. So, yeah, it's, there's things to prepare for. There's only so much preparation that you can do. And unless you're living like not even the current Amish, because, you know, they're using diesel and electricity just like everybody else. But unless you're living like old school Amish, this will affect you. And it is nuts. This whole thing is nuts. But for some reason, somehow, I don't know, I saw it coming. Saw it coming a while ago. I was off by a few years. No big deal. Oh boy, what is that? Oh, you're a chicken killer. Yep. Raccoon. Looks like I might be getting a pelt out of this one. They tend to go into coops and slaughter and kill, and can't be having that. He's a big fella too. So yeah, raccoon, yay. Something else to take care of. Anyways, this is gonna be wild. Never did finish my list of all the wars going on. Stopped with cyber attacks in the U.S., but you know, you've also got the coming invasion of Taiwan. The U.S. isn't going to be able to do shit about that. Good job, USA. Finland probably going to have some type of attack if they continue to join NATO. Interesting. Well, oh yeah, the war in Yemen, that's still happening. And we still support them because the Saudis are a bunch of assholes and we love our assholes. We tend to support the assholes. No matter how horrible they are. It's like the worse they are, the more we support them, unless they make us look bad. It's like, if Putin wasn't in charge of Russia, we'd probably be supporting Putin. Should have wore a hat. Oh. So, goals for today. Payday. Pay some bills. I'm going out and I'm buying a shit ton of chicken feed. We now have a few buyers for chicken eggs. Go figure. Production's down. At least for my hens. I have a feeling that the Rhode Island Reds are, at least one of them in particular, is probably eating the eggs, which is pissing me off. So we're getting fairly decent money for these eggs, and I don't know, it keeps up. Somebody might end up on a dinner plate. But yeah, other things I need to get. Well, I know of one store in town that has a weird brand of coffee. They've been trying to sell it for a while. It's not bad, it's not the greatest. It's $1.50 a bag for a 1 pound bag. I'm thinking about going there and just buying a ton of it. Because having no coffee, that's the apocalypse. Having some kind of coffee, you're getting by. I think I just made that up, but sounds true to me. So I think I might stop there and buy a ton of that. Who knows? They've had it on the shelf for so long. I might be able to just be like, that. Like, what do you want for that? just give me a price. And as you can see, the salad garden's coming up. Chickens are doing good. I'm starting to put up the fishing line to keep the deer out. We've got, let's see here, beets, turnips, carrots, and parsnips are coming up. So I've got, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 more rows to plant in. I've got okra in the house, tomatoes, a few other things that are going to be transplanted into here. Broccoli, Swiss chard. God, these mosquitoes are just freaking horrible. Or the bats when you need them. They always seem to come around when they want to drop off Corona. Oh yeah, we've got spikes in Corona. I heard about that and I was like, does anybody care anymore? Like, what is going on with that? Did they not realize that we're, as the public, we're pretty much done with this whole Corona thing? Like, after 2 years, we're just not doing it anymore. Like, nobody seems to have gotten the memo. Corona's done. Give it up. Oh, monkeypox. Yeah, that's going to be the new big thing. And I could just see that, wow, it's the same vaccine as the smallpox vaccine. Why would you refuse that? Because you've been a bunch of fucking liars for the last God knows how many years. That's why. Yes, I'm probably not going to get the monkeypox vaccine. So fucking sue me. Have zero interest in getting any type of medical procedure considering the last 2 years. At all. That shit's just not gonna happen. So, yeah. Give me your thoughts. Fucking monkeypox. It's like Planet of the Apes type bullshit. Are you fucking serious? Oh my god. Next is gonna be like fucking turtle flu. Let's see here. What else could we come up with? Chicken tuberculosis. I mean, it's always going to be something. And it's gonna. The names just keep getting dumber and dumber. Monkeypox. The world's gonna fucking end because of monkeypox. Keep on typing.